Welcome to the weekly warm up. These are drawing exercises I do every week here on the YouTube channel and across social media just to kind of help artists stay encouraged out there and just keep your pencil moving. So if I can get my iPad open here. I usually start off with a scribble challenge. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to get into actual drawing prompts today. So I'm going to do a few of the drawing prompts. We do daily and weekly drawing prompts at the Draw or Die Club. There's a little scrolling banner at the bottom of the screen there about saying a couple things about joining the channel and checking in on the Draw or Die Club. So make sure you're out there staying encouraged and drawing every day. So first up, I always do a scribble challenge. It's a nice warm up. That's where we just basically do a random scribble. I usually do a scribble and kind of look away, kind of like this, right? And then just look and see what we can see in this drawing and pull out what we're seeing here and then just draw, right? So what do you see here? What do I see here? Let's see. All right. And the trick with the scribble challenge, as I often say, is you just got to pull out the first thing that you see. And I'm going to fade this out a little bit, this layer. And take a look at this for a minute. Okay. You can spin it too. You don't want to overthink it. This is just about a drawing warm-up. So pulling out the first thing that I see, and it's usually some kind of like sci-fi thing. So this time I'm seeing kind of a helmet of some kind. It's like a visor, right? And I'm just pulling out the first thing that I see to kind of get my pencil and my mind moving and in the zone a little bit. So the idea with the scribble challenge is that you might have had, tough day at work or life and you haven't drawn in a while, so you just want to get your pencil moving. So that's what scribble challenge is about, and I like to do a couple of these to start off with. This is looking like some kind of like visor helmet thing, right? You could really flesh that out if you want to. You could just kind of keep letting your mind be creative. So you can see I'm just putting like a bust here, like some kind of futuristic looking character there. And I would just call that scribble done. And again, the idea here is not to be perfect. It's to get your pencil moving after a day of maybe just sitting and not being able to draw. Maybe you feel like you can't draw, so that's what the scribble's about. So I'm going to do another scribble over here. Layer. Just put a little scribble here real quick. And now I'll take a look at that for a minute and kind of just let my mind soak in the what could possibly be there. I might see a raindrop there. Could spin this around a little bit. And I kind of want to pull out the first thing that I see, even if it's strange, even if it's very strange. I want to check it out. Hey, Gary. Good evening. Hope you're drawing tonight somewhere. What do you see here, Gary? I see a weird mouth. Flip this. All right. Yeah, these could be a little challenging. That's why it's called a scribble challenge. You can start to overthink it after a while. And it's even more challenging to do it live like this because now I feel some pressure to draw something cool. But I'm not going to draw something cool right now. That's next. I'm going to draw a couple of the daily drawing prompts that we do at the Draw or Die Club. So bear with me a second as I pull this out. So my rule is the first thing that I see, so I'm not seeing anything yet. That one was pretty easy. That was like a space helmet of some kind or something. I see a big nose and a chin. All right. Right. When I turned it this way, I did see this kind of like weird face here. So I'm going to just draw out what I see. It's like the rule, I guess. Right. It might not make any sense, and it's okay. It's totally okay that it doesn't make any sense. You want to break that perfection cycle with your drawing. So, yeah, I always see faces, Gary says. Yeah, pareidolia. You see the faces in the things, right? This is kind of like a weird, see a shape there. It's probably not the chin that you saw, Gary. But, you know, this doesn't make any sense. And then this doesn't even have to be anything right there either. So yeah, it's just about getting that pencil moving, getting myself fresh. So I'm gonna do another one real quick. I'm not quite warmed up yet. There's one there. Let's see what I see there. Now you could start to see, like, after you're starting to warm up a little bit, you could start to see motion lines. And yeah, I could see kind of this is very cartoony, but I could see, you know, another kind of face right there, right? Right. That's as easy as it can be. It's a simple thing that you could do in your sketchbooks, and post-it notes when you're at work. Sometimes it can come out cool. Sometimes it can come out looking silly and weird. But this is just the first part of the scribble challenge. I don't usually like to do this for more than 5 to 10 minutes before I'm getting into my drawing. And tonight I'm going to be working on. In the past few on the YouTube channel here, we've worked on faces and heads. We've worked on hands. I'll fill up a whole screen full of hands. But tonight I kind of want to go back to the drawing prompt and kind of spend a little more time drawing something out from the daily drawing prompts. So I'm going to do that right now. And in February, I'll be doing it live 28 nights in a row for our 28. It's called 28. It's the February Drawing Challenge on YouTube. I'll be here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time every night on the YouTube channel. So I'm streaming this out across some of my other platforms right now for the first time. But the headquarters is on the YouTube channel. So I'll be here drawing every single prompt that night. So you might want to take a preview here of what those prompts will be. There will be 28 different ones. They were picked by the community at Draw or Die Club and across our socials. That's the first 14, and then we got the next ones. So they're pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm specifically excited about the number 26, the Funky Wood Animal King. So I can't wait to draw that. So, all right. So every day at the Draw or Die Club, and you can join the Draw or Die Club at drawordie.co. We have a weekly newsletter, daily drawing prompts, weekly drawing prompts to keep you kind of motivated and keep your pencil moving. And every day we have a drawing prompt that comes out to the club, the paid members that help support the channel. And let's see, the 16th the prompt was, and let me just give myself a clean layer here. On the 16th, the prompt was, she solved the mystery. So the way that those drawing prompts work is, and I like to have them narrative so that it kind of gets your imaginations moving. So she solved the mystery. And I explained there, with a drawing prompt like that, it's meant to keep your imagination kind of cooking. Like, what mystery was she solving? Who is this person? What's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of she solved the mystery? And for me, I think it's more like the first thing that comes to my mind is like Velma from Scooby Doo. And ironically, I just saw that she has a new show out on HBO. So that's what I'm going to draw. So that's my drawing prompt from the day for the day on 16th was Velma. So I'm going to draw, or she solved the mystery, and I'm going to do Velma, I think. And I have just not much reference on that, but I'm just going to go right into it as if I were to do this. And it usually takes about 10 minutes to sketch out the daily drawing prompt. You could spend longer than that if you'd like, but the daily drawing prompt again is just a warm up to get you kind of going. So I'm going to go ahead and just change my lead color over to gray. And this is how I would start a normal drawing prompt digitally. So I'll start really small and I'll just sketch out what I think might be a good pose. So Velma usually has a giant, what do you call that? Detective eyeglass. Is the Velma show mean-spirited? I don't know. I haven't watched it. I just think that it's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of she solved the mystery. So we're going to get into... I've heard different things. I don't have much time to watch TV, but I'll just draw out the basic silhouette really small here. I think we'll just give her a big eyeglass. Detective glass, whatever you call it. Boy, I hope that's pretty funny to hear that it's a mean-spirited show. You'd think that it would be like fun and something. I don't know. I'll check it out at some point. Again, it's just the first thing that came to me with the... This is going to change. And we give her a little knee scratch. Maybe too much. We'll see what I'm doing in a minute. I like to do the pose small and then blow it up and kind of flesh it out. Fade this out a little bit. And I just kind of want to get the overall, shape. Of the character. So you might not be able to really see what's going on here yet, because it's going to be very small. I would even do that tiny on a post-it note or something like that. Let's see. And then we'll get in and work on the face. A little bit. Right. Might even just shade it in. What I'm doing there usually when I'm just thinking out loud as I'm drawing here, but I'm looking for that silhouette, that shape that could be small or big or whatever. So that's what I'm going to go with, I think. And then maybe and then I'll blow it up. We'll go about that big, I think it'll be good. And then I'll fade that out really light. And then I'll go in and actually, I'll actually, pencil this out a little bit bigger on a different layer. Is all the art in your office yours? If not, where are some places you get prints? Yeah, all the art behind me is not my artwork. It's definitely Pearl Jam posters and Foo Fighters posters, and mostly Pearl Jam though. So some comic book stuff. I'm a collector, so right. Okay, so yeah, from here, I'll just get in here and start actually penciling this out a little bit more. And I haven't timed myself, but I'm only 15 minutes into this stream. And like I said, usually for the daily drawing prompts, I might only just do pencils as well. I'm not liking that. What's going on here? I'm going to go a little darker. Oh, it went back to small. I see. I was wondering why my brush size was jacked up there. So I gotta do this. Pull her back up. Must have accidentally double tap and I wasn't paying attention there. So now brush size is gonna be way better. Okay. There we go. So now I'll just be like really confident in the pencil lines. And if it's a daily drawing prompt and I'm just doing it to warm up, I probably wouldn't even do as much detail as I'm going to do tonight. But, and I'll just, and for the sake of this stream, I'm going to do probably line art. But I don't know. Let's see how long it takes. And I might, zap into some color here too. Let's see. Since it's not for like a publication, this is just for, funsies. But you can see what I did there. I just kind of started with, the shape. And then it allows me to kind of go in and get more confident with my lines, my line art. That's kind of what's up. I don't always like to do the face first. I like to get the main body language down, I'd say. She usually has a baggier sweater too, I think. So I'm going to do that. I don't need a skinny Velma. Oops. I think with the drawing prompts, I'll usually just kind of practice just my line confidence. You don't want to be doing, like uneasy, unsure of what you're drawing. Once you've done the sketch, you can kind of get in there and just get right to the, right to the confident line. So, and, doesn't have to be a perfect thing. She's probably got some shoes like that. And I don't know if they're high heels or what. It doesn't really matter for this, right? Oops. Right. And I look for like a resurgence of like probably people dressing as Velma and Wednesday Addams and all these like retro characters. Probably pretty soon at the comic conventions, I bet, if not already happening. But yeah, I had friends say that they liked the new show. I don't know. Someone in the stream here said it was mean-spirited. MF said it was mean-spirited. I'm just gonna kind of put, I'm too worried about. I'll get rid of this hair here until I get her kind of mouth figured out. Should be kind of like, aha. Because the prompt was, she solved the mystery. So again, if you're just joining in the middle here, I'm doing the daily drawing prompt from Monday, which was, she solved the mystery. So every day At the Draw or Die Club, we've got daily drawing prompts. For the paid members, we have a weekly drawing prompt. For the free, people can join that at drawordie.co and then look for the newsletter subscription. So I don't know what her glasses look like. I'm not going to Google it. I'm just going to go for it. It's like she has big nerd glasses. All right. Okay, let's do it. All right. No, those are my glasses. I'm not going to. Let's do that one more time. I think they are a little thick. And I don't know. So the nice thing about the daily drawing prompts is if you don't know what to draw, then they come every day and there's something there. You can't say I didn't know what to draw today and I felt like drawing. I couldn't draw. You've got it. You've got a drawing prompt every day that's kind of narrative, kind of gets your imagination cooking. Mondays was this. It was she solved the mystery. And the first thing that comes to my mind is Velma solving mysteries. And it's not always like a character. It's, you know, the one day it was a Fisherman Waits. So it could be, you know, the idea of patience. So I write a little bit about that in the note for the day too. Something I've started to add. So it's almost like a little blog, a little note every day for me, just about patience and art career stuff and just, you know, just a little encouragement every day. It's nice to have, especially on the days when you're not feeling like, or you're feeling like drawing, but you're not really sure what to draw. So it looks like Velma, I guess. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. So, I mean, at this point, I would call that the daily drawing prompt if I wasn't going to post it on social or something like that. Or, you know, I'm not really doing this. You're not doing the drawing prompt. You might be doing the daily drawing prompt to be a way to do content for social, but for me, I think the daily drawing prompts are more of a warm up. Like I hope that you're working on something else that belongs to you and isn't like fan art or something like that. But maybe you've got a project or something, and like the daily warm ups really help get that going. So tomorrow's, we're gonna cheat a little bit here. I'm just gonna draw that in. So I'm gonna move her up out of the move her up out of the way here. We'll just take her and chop her out. Copy, cut and paste. Now we got her over here. Wait. Okay. So we got Mondays was she solved the mystery. So the first thing I thought of was Velma. And today's or tomorrow's is going to be, what is it? It's called, let me find the next prompt. Let's just put a new layer. Tomorrow's is called Sitting on the Rooftop. Right. And I already know the first thing that came to my mind because I already kind of wrote it in the newsletter, but I haven't drawn the prompt yet today. And a lot of times I don't show the prompts because they might just be scribbly little nothings, you know, like, but it's okay to draw small and just kind of get it going. So this drawing prompt is sitting on the rooftop. And two things come to my mind there for me. Rooftop. Come on, man. Rooftop. uh, when I had my first apartment, we had this little ledge that you could sit out on. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. So I might just sketch out of my sketchbook, you know, the old house that was there. Right. Big, like, you know, Victorian house or whatever. So it had like a porch down here and this, and there was a third floor apartment. And I had this little cool round window. I forget where the window was actually. It was one of these looking windows. And that was my apartment up in there on the third floor of this house. And there was this little roof that actually was really flat. It was not slanted like that. And I had some windows here that I could go out of. Right. And I could just sit here on the roof. And, you know, I had a perfect vantage point down at the road, but nobody seemed to be able to see me where I was sitting. And there was an apartment below us. And I could just chill out up there and draw, you know, on this crazy like 4-foot ledge or something that was up there. So that's the first thing that I think of when I think of that. So I might just sketch that out. So this is a really little rough sketch. Really not a good drawing for this one, but it's not the exact house. You know, there's not perfect lines. I'm just kind of getting the memory out, thinking about that, those moments up on that rooftop. So I might take that, you know, same thing I do with all my drawings is I might do the little sketch, blow it up a little bit. Let's get this. All right. Fade that out. And then I would go in on a new layer so I can do all the other prompts. Fade that out a little bit more. Like really light. It's just about getting the composition of the idea of what was going on there. When I think of the word sitting on the rooftop. There's another thing that comes to mind too, but I'm not going to draw it right now. It's Batman sitting on a rooftop, but we're not going to draw just characters in this stream. But so there was Velma, we drew her for She Solved the Mystery, and this one for tomorrow is called Sitting on the Rooftop. So I might just take a piece of this and, you know, kind of really get in and think about it more and kind of just really try to flesh out how that rooftop was actually. At least a little bit. So even down to like the gutters and stuff, you know, to make it seem like a better drawing. It was a safe ledge. It didn't ever feel like I was going to fall off of that ledge. For sure. But gosh, I don't even remember how old I was on that ledge up there. But I used to take some drawing supplies out there and just a little sketchbook and sketch pad out on that little rooftop and sit, watch birds and watch the tree. There was a tree right here, like the treetop. So that was cool because it felt like the birds and the animals would like look at me and think, what are you doing up here? Again, I might use this as a an exercise. Like if it's the daily drawing prompt, I might work on some of this, not perfect line for line coloring book style. I just go in and work on, the shadow elements of here's a young, maybe 20-year-old me, 19-year-old me, like sitting on the rooftop watching, drawing what's in the tree next door. I think back then I had a little third floor apartment, and I was all by myself there for a little while. So this is the second drawing prompt of this stream. This is the sitting on a rooftop. I got a lot of stories about that old apartment, for sure. Slanted walls inside, and you could just open that window up and climb right out on this ledge. Sometimes the curtains would be blowing. Like that. But yeah, I can use these little drawing prompts as like, this is a throwaway thing. If I was just the other artist on the other end and I wasn't the one that wrote this drawing prompt, this is exactly how I would use it. I would just use it as like an experiment to get my drawing muscles going, my imagination. Like this is part of the window. It's opened up. Usually there's a little latch there. Just kind of the thinking of, when you think, when you draw. And when I do that here on YouTube, I often sometimes will just talk out loud in the longer streams. So there you see, there's that might be the end of this drawing prompt for the day. I mean, that's as far as you could go. You could just say like, there he is, he's sitting on the rooftop. I've drawn the drawing prompt for the day. But for me, I get kind of into it because I'm like, I remember this window, and it was a cool freaking window up on top of there. That house, probably not getting it exactly right. There's another window over here. That was shut. That apartment was also haunted as crap. It's another story for another time. Yeah, right. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, so Ryan did ask where would I get prints from? I do have some prints actually from some artist friends. If anybody's on the stream familiar with let me pull this out. I just brought this from my job, actually. Oh, I hope it's in here. Come on. I'm gonna find it. Oh, man. Where is it? Oh, it's back here. How about that? One of my friends at an art show did Old Greg. So I don't know if you remember the watercolors, Old Greg. That's Jonathan Rupel at the Steel City Con. So again, really nice print, but there's a joke about Old Greg with, do you like my watercolors? Things like that. So hopefully that came across. My stream's a little buggy right now. But yeah, I'll usually buy some prints from my friends. I run out of room on these walls though. But so yeah, there's the prompt for the day, or the prompt for tomorrow is sitting on a rooftop. And yeah, that's just a good drawing exercise. That's what the weekly Wednesday drawing warm-ups are all about. I try to do them every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and every night at 8 p.m. on the YouTube channel, I'll be doing the daily drawing prompts every night live. So make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube channel. I probably won't stream them across all of the channels like I'm doing right now, but just headquartered only on YouTube. So, but yeah, that's the nice thing about drawing. Honestly, it's been a really tough. You might have a tough time, personal life, whatever, job. For me, this past couple weeks has been really tough. I've had some death in the family and stress, at work and stuff like that. But the art really makes it. Having the art to turn to is just really feels good. Really kind of puts you in a different zone and gets you out of that space. So I'm always telling artists, make sure you're drawing every day. Don't just not draw and feel stressed out. It really does help. So like I said here earlier, there used to be this tree right beside the rooftop, and there was like a bird. Like, I think that's the first time I really observed birds. was, and they seemed confused as to why a human would be up that high. Squirrels as well. There I was. Right. So sitting on a rooftop. That could be the prompts. Then you get lost sometimes, especially if it's a prompt. If it's a drawing prompt that sparks a memory, that's even better, because then you can kind of have a happy memory compared to something else that you might be dealing with. So it's kind of like art therapy, I think, too, for me, for sure. I'm not going to draw out the whole house, but you get the idea. So I've done two daily drawing prompts in this stream, probably within 20 minutes or so. So about 10 minutes apiece. We did the Velma for she solved the mystery. We did sitting on the rooftop. And let's see. Today's was Bailey's. We could do a watercolor together. Yeah. Today's drawing prompt was a Fisherman Waits. So let's just do that one real quick. Just write that on So another prompt is, come on, a Fisherman Waits. Fisherman Waits. And I think the thing that I thought of actually wasn't necessarily a fisherman as much as it was the idea of patience. So that's the first thing that prompted it to my mind when I think of that drawing prompt. So drawing prompt. If you're watching this, that's what these are. These are drawing prompts. They're narrative drawing prompts to kind of get your imagination going. And when I think of a Fisherman Waits, I think of patience, and for some reason, I actually think of baseball players I wrote in the Daily Mail, because it feels like the two most patient things I can think of are a baseball player waiting on innings and a fisherman just waiting on the bite. So for some reason, that's such a weird thing. It's like fishermen and baseball players, but that's what I think of for some reason. So we're going to draw the Fisherman Waits. And when I'm going past, I can even just go real, I'm going to try to draw the silhouette real small. Not sure if it'll even show up on the stream, but very similar to, he might have a little, let's just say he's sitting on a cooler. That's about right. We've got little lakes around here, and every time I'm driving past, I see these dudes with their little fisherman hats. So I'm just kind of sketching in the little silhouette here just to kind of get the idea. And this is, if you notice, like this is something that you could do. It doesn't look like anything yet, but this is something that you can do on like a post-it note or a little sketch, tiny little sketch, you know. Put that line out there. And then I'm gonna grab him out. Copy this, cut and paste. We're gonna put him on a new layer here. Fade him out. I want it to be a little bit bigger than that actually. Let's go a little bit bigger. We'll also just kind of get rid of that other layer for now. Right? Yeah. So we got just the rooftop of that. Okay, cool. And I'll draw this on the same layer. So now we know, this guy's probably on a cooler. I don't know what part I'll draw first, but I can already see him in this shape. Once you've done this long enough, you just kind of see the things that you could pull out of this silhouette, So we're going to start with the cooler. Maybe we're going to start with it. Right. Don't forget, like little details, like there's probably some grass here. It's probably a little overgrown. He's got a good fishing spot, and he's not even touching the pole. The pole is kind of in one of those holders that's stuck in the ground. He's just waiting to get a hit. Right. It's probably not the best fishing pole. Maybe it's like a Walmart special. Yeah, but when I was thinking about the Fisherman Waits, just the patience. And it's not even about catching the fish. It's just about the fishermen that I know. I've just said it's just the zen of it, which is very similar to drawing too, I think, It's good. One of those flappity hats. Just an excuse. Sometimes some of the guys I'll talk to, they'll say that, they just use it as an excuse to kind of go. Maybe he's not even looking at the fishing pole, he's not even really looking at the fishing pole. He's actually watching the sunset over there behind the trees. Thinking about his own life, that kind of thing. It's pretty deep, guys. Kind of a nice right. This feeling. And now I feel pretty warmed up. Like I feel like I'm in this moment now where I can, this guy's got a can of beer. Here, maybe. Let's have a beer. I feel like my imagination's kind of cooking right now, and I can, sketch pretty fast. All of that uneasiness about not knowing what to draw is kind of gone after you've sketched something out for long enough. a few prompts in, a few scribble challenges, and you're good to go. I could probably keep drawing, 3-hour session tonight, I bet. There's the guy like sitting there having his beer. Right. And don't overthink it. It can be, too many artists I know are just, overthinking their art, or they think this sucks. Like, I'm not completely happy with this, but it's okay. Like, I could use this prompt as a way to experiment. Now I haven't drawn water in a while in perspective, so let's just draw some water here. How do you convey water with lines, Right, the sun's back there, this is dark water here. Kind of just a way to kind of figure out light. If the sun's here, then this dude's casting a shadow, right? Right. Right. So we have actually done 3 drawing prompts now. We did the She Solves the Mystery with Velma. Sitting on a rooftop with this guy. Me, sit on a rooftop watching the birds. And the Fisherman Waits. So it's just a really good warm-up, the daily drawing prompts. You can get them at the Draw or Die Club or drawordie.co on the weekly and daily newsletters. And what else? In February, I'm going to be doing them live on YouTube at 8 p.m. every night. So make sure you're subscribed, like the channel over on YouTube. And I think that's it. I think this has been a good little stream to show the actual drawing prompt process. Again, if you want to get those drawing prompts, drawordie.co. I hope you stay encouraged out there and draw every day. This has been the live weekly warm-up. And I'll see you back here on next Wednesday for another one. Don't forget, we have the podcast on Thursday night. We have other videos going on, and I'm jumping on the weekends a lot, doing some live drawing now too. So make sure you're subscribed for that. And we will see you next week. Stay encouraged out there.